Well, now, isn't this one just a cutie patootie? I have a wig to show you today that I think might be really similar to one of the most popular wigs on the market today. The wig I am wearing is called Easy Does It by Raquel Welch. And can you guess which wig it is that I think this might be a really great dupe for? I bet you can. I have one. I'm going to show you this wig, tell you all about it, and I'm going to tell you all about this color, shaded cappuccino, and I'm going to show you how this one compares to Jon Renau Ignite, because I think she is an awesome sister style to that one. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook, and I am partnering with 𝖺Kwell to bring you this review of Easy Does It by Raquel Welch in the color Shaded Cappuccino, one of my favorite colors. I love this color. And when I put this on my head, I immediately ran and grabbed one of my Ignites because this one is so very similar. I also pulled up all the measurements of Ignite just to see how they compare, and we will be talking about all of that in this video. But first, ዄKwell is both an online retailer and an in-person wig shop. They have physical wig salons in Canada and the United States, one in Kansas City, and more to come. They carry all the major name brands. They're really great, have great sales, live sales, and open box clearance, so definitely a good option for you if you are in the market for a wig or a topper and one of the major name brands. I will put some details below, a coupon code that will save you money, and a link to this piece. Definitely check them out, even if this isn't the wig for you. Also note that I do talk about color toward the end of my videos, so if you're here only to learn about this color, you can skip ahead to that. There are timestamps below in the description box. All right, let's take a look at this one from all sides. She is really, really darling. Now, she is made with heat-friendly synthetic fibers, and the fibers are just amazing. I love the way heat-friendly synthetic fibers feel, and to be honest with you, they are my preference when it comes to short wigs over even human hair. I really think heat-friendly synthetic is the way to go if you're going to wear short styles like this. You're not getting any friction because they're not long enough to rub up on your clothes, so there's no special maintenance. They won't last any less time than a regular synthetic at a length like this, and you're not going to have to deal with the shine that often accompanies regular synthetic fibers. And to me, they feel a lot more like human hair, so I just love them. We've got a lot of layering going on. We do have a lace front. Raquel Welch does excellent with their lace fronts. We also have a left monofilament part, which is something that Ignite does not have. So there are a couple of subtle differences, which I will talk about when we get over to that little comparison. There's that left mono part. All that means is you can part it from the left going over to the right. It'll look natural like scalp. Soft ear tabs with bendable stays, an extended nape, and we do have Velcro adjusters. And then the rest is open wefted. This is running really true to Raquel Welch sizing. I did cinch her in a little bit to fit my 21 and a half-ish. I'm kind of between 21 1/4 and 21 1/2, and I find Raquel Welch to fit me big. I do get quite a bit of extra cap, so you can be a lot bigger over the top of your head than I am, and even a fair amount bigger over in your circumference. I'm generally considered average petite, and you can find all of my measurements in the description box below and compare them to yours. And again, you can be bigger than me everywhere, a fair amount, and still fit into these just fine. We do have Permatease. There's Permatease on the very top here on either side of that monofilament part, and Permatease at the crown. That gives this a volume and a height that I do think is pretty appropriate for the style. This is one of those types of styles that it looks like you backcombed your hair. You know, you got some round brushing going on up here. You maybe backcombed the hair and gave yourself a little bit of a bump in the back and some lift. This is meant to be sort of that coiffed, you know. Unfortunately, it's gotten a bad rap as Karen hair. I absolutely love styles like this, and I kind of wish that they weren't associated with something negative, but it's such a professional, put together style, but it absolutely has volume. If you get overwhelmed by wigs because maybe you have never had a lot of volume in your hair, this is going to feel like a lot of hair to you. But if you want to try it, because we never know for sure if something's going to not work out for us, I recommend buying yourself a whole bunch of these cloth headbands. I talk about them in a lot of videos, especially short hair videos, because throwing a cloth headband on, smoothing down on that Permatease, and Permatease will settle over time. It does lose a little bit of its volume over time. And then tucking the hair behind your ears. You don't have to do the tucking part, but I just want to show you that you really can change the way a wig looks with a headband. Now, I could have pulled more hair back into the headband. We do have that lace front, so I could have pulled the hair up. You can keep some hair forward. You can cut a bang into this one if you want to. I know a lot of women have done that with wigs like this, and then you can wear her with a full bang. So much you can do, but I don't want you to assume that a wig isn't going to work for you if you've never tried it. And I think if you get some clips and some headbands, you can make a wig work just with a little creative styling. I would say this has more of a moderate density. I didn't mention density, and of course, where did I put Ignite? And of course, that volume from the Permatease. Let me throw Ignite on briefly because I want you to see how similar. There's a couple of subtle differences that I think are more noticeable when you're looking for them versus, if you were to decide, maybe you wear Ignite and you were to decide to get 𝖳tu𝖺yi𝖾 as an alternate or a backup, or maybe you just like a color in the Raquel Welch line better. You could do that and nobody is really gonna know that you've changed your hair too much. I actually haven't worn this one in a really long time. I just literally pulled her out of the Ziploc bag where she was stored. So bear with me as I arrange her. But this is Ignite. Where I see the major differences, I think Ignite has more of a stack in the back. She just has a little bit more. I think 𝖳tu𝖺yi𝖾 is just a little bit longer back here. So it could just look like your hair grew out a little bit, or maybe you have 𝖳tu𝖺yiL and you're just so kind to watch my videos because it helps my channel, and you're now looking going, oh, maybe I could wear Ignite. I mean, you could. I will link Ignite as well in the description box below, so both of these wigs will be linked. I can link my review of this style as well in case you want to learn more. So I do think there is a difference in a little bit in the length. The crown on this Ignite is 5.75, and that's this measurement from here down. And the crown on 𝖳tu𝖺yiL is 6.5, so almost an inch longer on the 𝖳tu𝖺yiL. So there is a little bit more length, and I think that's what contributes more to this looking more stacked than that one. I also think there's a little bit more length on the kind of up here a little bit, and so this is a little shorter, has a bit of a shorter layer. But I will say that as far as just general profile, kind of length in the front, I think they're very, very similar. Now, Ignite doesn't have a mono part. It just has a lace front. So if you've maybe avoided Ignite because you just didn't think you could do just a lace front, you really wished it had that mono part, well, you can get the mono part on 𝖳tu𝖺yiL. And now throwing her back on, you can see it's just a little bit longer. She looks like she has a bit more hair, but I would also caution you because I've worn this Ignite many, many times. She might not be as full as she was when I first got her, because like I said, Permatease settles over time. So it's possible she's changed just slightly, but I do think they are awfully similar and could be considered sister styles. Maybe it just looks like you went to the salon and had your hair cut just a little bit if you threw Ignite on after wearing this one. But I really doubt anybody would even notice. Let's talk about this color, Shaded Cappuccino. RL12/22SS. She's fun. She really is fun. All right, so light golden brown is the base. And then we've got kind of a blend of cool platinum blonde highlights and some other blondes on a, it says a dark root. I would say the root is just slightly darker than the base. Not a lot. It's really beautifully blended and shaded, and that root blends so well with the lowlights all throughout, sort of that base color, that it just looks like you've got medium dark brown hair that you had heavily highlighted. It's a great color for a a brunette looking to go blonde. Maybe you're not super comfortable with real true blondes, but you can do heavy highlights. This could be a great one. It's a really good blend of warm and cool as well. So it's a great, I think it works for a lot of skin tones because it's got both the warm and the cool. The blonde in here, mainly cool shades, and the brunette is mainly more of a neutral to warm. No real red in this. If you try to avoid red, you don't have to worry about reds in this one. It's gorgeous. Love this color. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Let me know if you have questions. Really excited to be able to give you guys this little mini comparison as well. Don't forget about 𝖪. I'll see you guys soon. Here we go. Beautiful day in November. It's in the 60s, and I know some of you live in a place where that's common. It is not common here. I'm loving it right now, being out here. We do have direct sunlight, which is not ideal. So I'm going to walk over into the shade. I'm hearing a loud bird, and I just let my chickens out, so hopefully they're okay. All right, let's go into the shade. Great color. Hopefully that gives you a good look. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.